Hey, Shalom Markins, Rakam Akapash from Jim Learning. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Chachwadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole for that expression of truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video, and this is inspired from the video I was watching of Elder Apostle Aramla, and he was going into, Daniel, the dream in Daniel's 2, right? Speaking about the ruling kingdoms or the ruling empires that will proceed from from Babylon, from Nebuchadnezzar, and Esau, beginning with the Greeks, he represents the brass, okay, which is the thighs, the belly and the thighs, right? But Rome, which came after it, okay, which again represents these Edomites, okay, is the legs. Now, I think I did a video on this recently, but something occurred to me when El Apostle Ramla was speaking, that, and I kind of related it to, sport or football more specifically, right? Because the Roman Empire is the empire that was, resurrected and is what we have today. It's the second coming of the of the Roman Empire, right? Beginning with America. But in football, we have this term, or soccer, if you're in the States, right? The second leg, right? I was like, yeah, the second leg, you appear twice. You play the game twice. You return again, right? To try and to win outright, And I'll come back to that in a minute, right? So I thought, look it up. So I was trying to find out where it come from. Why is it called? Why did we start calling it legs? And I couldn't quite find that out. But the explanation that they got here is, as I type in leg in football meaning. So in sports, particularly association football, a two-legged tie is a contest between two teams which comprises two matches or legs. Two matches or two legs with each team as the home team in one leg. The winning team is usually determined by aggregate score, the sum of scores of the two legs. Right, there's a great battle going on, man. It's a great match. This great spiritual match going on between the forces of good and evil, right? Esau had his ass handed to him back in Rome. His Roman Empire fell. Okay, it was destroyed. Okay, we're gonna go into some of these scriptures, right? And now he's back again for the return match, right? Hoping to defeat the Most High and the prophecies that are set against him, right? Which is totally absurd. He's gonna fail again, right? In a far greater fashion. You're gonna get smacked up in a far greater fashion, man. You're gonna get embarrassed, right? But what do I want to get? Where is this? Here somewhere. Right. So here it says, football language, return leg. Each match is called a leg, right? And again, the reason they call it a leg is because there's two. I think that's as simple as it goes, isn't it? They called it a leg because there were two matches that were to be played to get the winner outright. Okay, so I think it's as simple as I've read so far, right? So each match is called a leg. So there is a home leg and an away leg, which is sometimes known as the return leg. So the second game is the return leg. Okay, and Esau is, yes, he's returned. He has returned, right? So we're gonna keep these explanations in mind as we read through these scriptures, right? But I just wanted to go to Eat Online, because I said I was trying to find out, kind of where they got it from, why they started calling it legs. But I said I think it's as simple as purely because there was two, right? But again, as in the dream of Daniel, there's two legs. Okay, we don't call these matches arms. We got two arms. We don't call it arms. You know what I'm saying? It's called two legs, and it's a spiritual that let's say Rome, Esau Rome, as Rome is represented as two iron legs, which represents the iron, the strength of the iron is represents their military, as the Apostle Rana was going into. It's a distinguished from an arm, and an arm, leg, or fin is being used for support. Right. This is the last. The statue. I'm gonna go into it, but the statue is obviously it stands, right? It stands, and what gives you stability is the legs. Obviously, you stand on the legs, and it's the last thing, the last kingdom to rule upon the earth. Once, and that's why when the rock comes, when Yahweh Shai comes and it smashes at the feet, at the legs, the whole thing comes tumbling down. This is the last kingdom of the heathen to exist before the kingdom of heaven. All right, that's why it was done like that. So, there was something in here that I wanted to bring out. Where is it? Right. So the meaning part or stage of a journey or race is from earliest sailing sense of a run made by a ship, single tacked when beaten to windward. All right. Okay, here it is. Right. Slang phrase "shake a leg" is attested from 1869 as dance, 1888 as hurry up, to be on one's last legs at the end of one's life. Okay, was not that when the head's wounded to death, right? At the end of one's life, he's on his last leg. Esau's on his last leg. The first leg has been decided, he got smashed up. But now he's on the return leg, it's his last chance. To claim, victory or claim this wealth for himself. Right? He's on his last legs. If you have a bit of short time. All right. I think that's what I wanted from this, because they didn't really give me much else, right? So let's get into the scriptures now, right? So from Daniel chapter 2, verse 4, it says, the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron, right? So this kingdom, beginning with Rome, right? Because this is where the first part, the first leg, it starts with Rome, right? Of Esau's kingdom, and it was strong like iron, right? Military, they were strong, and they took down, pretty much down everybody, right? It says, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. Right? And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. Right? So it's not quite the same as it once was, but it still has the strength of iron in it. It's still partly made of iron. This is the second leg. This is the second coming of Rome. Right? The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, right? So they got NATO, beginning with America, they got NATO, right? And that's the most powerful military on the planet. And that's why these other nations have got to, kind of align themselves with other nations such as Russia and China to, have a chance of standing up against the beastmen, But there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. Right, so there's parts of it are strong, parts of it are weak, as it goes on to say. It says, as the toes of the feet were part of iron, and this is where we are, we're at the very foot, right? The very last element of the legs, which is the feet, the toes. Right, the toes give you balance and all that kind of stuff, right? Right at the end of this, right at the end of the tippy toes, right? And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken, right? And not all these European nations and are deemed as strong, economically or militarily, but they have NATO, behind them to keep their place in the world, And whereas thou sawest iron, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with clay, because you can't mix iron and clay. It doesn't bond, right? Go chemistry, go back to chemistry school, right? They don't bond, they won't bond. In the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed, okay? And this is the kingdom of heaven, right? And the kingdom should not be left to other people. It shan't be left to the heathens. The heathens have had their opportunities and their times to rule. They've demonstrated that they can't rule in this world with, any righteousness, right? And so this is it. That was you had your opportunity. It's done, right? But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever, right? Because our Lord Yahushua is going to be put in charge. Okay? For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, the gold, the great God have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. All right? So this is what has happened. This is what has happened, right? And this is what's happening, right? And will happen, right? So we're just waiting to watch it all play out. Okay. So we jump to Revelation 13 now. Okay, this kingdom that's in current rulership, i.e., Rome Part 2, right? Because they reestablished themselves on the earth as in Roman-like fashion. Okay, it's why we have parties, in parliament and stuff like that. We don't have kings, we've got some background kings and queens that they do fucking visits around the place. They don't have authority in the countries that they supposed to be ruling in. They're ruled by different political parties, man. Okay, you've got the Democrats and the Republicans. You've got the fucking Tories and the Labours and red and blue, left and right, and all this shit. Okay, democracy, right? Well, the architecture is based on Rome. They cite Rome. They uphold Latin and all these types of things. It's a revival. It's a revival of Rome. They love Rome. They exalt Rome, right? So they image themselves after it, right? I'm just gonna read through. I want to get to verse 3. I'm gonna read through, right? So, and I saw verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, right? And these all what the bear represents the end of Esau's kingdom, right? The leopard being Alexander, which was the Greeks, right? But the bear represents the end of it, and the mouth of the lion, it represents the British, right? And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, right? This is wrong. And his deadly wound was healed, okay? He was on his last legs, right? About to die, okay? But it was healed, right? And this happened at the fall of Rome. Okay, before then afterwards it became the Holy Roman Empire, okay, which is being run by Jakes. It weren't being run by no Edomites. All right, so they were wounded, they were hurt, they were chased out, into the Caucasus regions and that's where they stayed for a large majority of time. Okay, which we're gonna get that in prophecy, right? They didn't have no dominion, they didn't have no rulership. Okay, they were heavily wounded. Okay, the empire came to an end. All right. So yeah, so and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. They were beaten in the first leg. The first leg was Rome, and it got beaten. Right, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. That's why they still elevate Rome now. And this is Revelation chapter 20, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Right, so after the fall of Rome, right, like I said, they were run out, okay, into the Caucasus regions and all that kind of stuff, right, into the mountains, okay, and they were there for around about 1,000 years, okay, before they returned, come back for the return leg, right, in the 1400s, okay, during the Renaissance period, okay, when they started to bring their image back into fruition, man, started getting up into different parliamentary systems, and like started getting power and authority, influence, right? Started bringing down governments from the inside, raising up revolts and coups and all kinds of things. That's how they got Europe. And then they started destroying the images. Okay, putting their image up as as the sons of God and God and the Lord and the angels and all kinds of things. Iconoclasm. They were doing all of that to reinstate their image. Okay, but like I said, you was bound for 1,000 years. You wasn't in power. Right, verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more. Because he wasn't in power. He can't deceive. If you're not in power, you can't do shit. You can't deceive nobody. Right? This is his power. And if you ain't in power, you can't use your power. Because there ain't nobody hearing you. Where are you at? Nobody knows. You're hiding somewhere. Locked down, sealed, right? It says till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. Until those days were fulfilled. Okay, then you continue those lies. You start bringing back those lies. Right? So till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season, right? So your second leg, your return leg, was 1,000 years after. You know, and we're in the middle of this match right now. Spiritual match. Okay, good versus evil. You know? You versus the Heavenly Father. This is what it's all about. Okay, but you're gonna lose this match too. You're gonna lose this leg too, man. And then you got no legs to stand on. You're left, you're finished. Alright? This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. So whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return. Return leg. They're gonna return, yeah? You're gonna turn and do what? And build the desolate places, right? Your Rome was broken down. Well, it was taken from you, right? And you was cast out. And you're gonna return and rebuild, and you have done that. And the Lord has let you do that. You know, to gather your strength. You know, to make a another attempt defying prophecy. But you ain't gonna do it. Even the Most High even equipped you out with the highest tech, highest levels of tech, man, compared to what you had, back in Rome. You got given a great sword, that the scripture speaks about concerning the red horse in Revelation chapter 6. You was given a great sword to try and contend with the Heavenly Father, man, to defy his prophecies. But even that is not enough. But you're gassed, you're full of pride because you got these great weapons or whatever. But it ain't nowhere near enough. You know, you can't. I think that was a lesson. You can't trump prophecy. I think that was a lesson that Apostle Ramon was what he named his lesson. You can't do nothing against the prophecies, man. Right? So they shall. We will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build. Right? So the Most High is going to allow you to build. So, but I will throw down. All this is going to come to an end. It's going to be destroyed. Right? And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. All right? You ain't going to win this fight. You ain't going to win no return leg. It's Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Right? It's going to be taken away from you again. You failed once, you're going to fail twice. It's going to be taken from you, and we're going to take it over again. But this time we're going to retain it forever. Right? Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others. Why was it diverse? Because prior to Rome, all these nations had kings. They ruled with in a kingdom with kings, and their sons became kings, and their sons' sons. It was passed down by lineage. But when Rome came upon the scene, they voted people in and out. Okay, they handed power over to whoever democratically was voted in, supposedly democratically voted in, right? And this is the system that we run with today. Okay, it's based on the Roman system. All right. So which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron. Okay, it's the same thing in Daniel chapter 2. It's just being described in a different manner. It's been described as beasts now. Okay, which leaks on to what we was reading in Revelation. Right? Just described in a different way. So whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. Because that's what Rome did. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, right? Pardon me. Right? These 3 horns represent the British, the French, and the Spanish. Okay? While they were fighting over the Americas, man. right? This other that came up, which is like 11th horn, same way as Revelation speaks about the 7th head, and then come off the 8th, which is of the 7. It's the same. It's talking about the same thing here, right? It's talking about America when it's with these defeating these 3 horns, which is a British, Spanish, and the French. And it's why you got different places in America named after French. They were all French colonies and all Spanish colonies. They containing some of their names like Louisiana and stuff. This, French and so on and so forth, right? You can go read about it. Right. So I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Right, and this is what's going to happen. That's what's been happening. Esau's been continuously at war with us, man. Right, but it's going to come to an head soon. So until the ancient of days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Right, the elect of Israel. Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth. Because literally Esau is everywhere. Okay, this isn't the known world, where Rome would just had, a section in the middle of the earth kind of thing, and extended up to Britain and little parts and stuff. But Esau is gone beyond that now. He's in the Americas, in Australia, he in some fucking remote island somewhere out there in the sea. Like Esau has gotten everywhere, right? So and shall tread it down and break in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue 3 kings. Yeah. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Right. So, like I said, same thing with I mentioned the iconoclasm and stuff like that. Right. Going to Job 9:24. Speaks about the earth being given hand into the wicked. If not, who and where is he? Who is he, right? He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, right? That's the same thing. He calls the true image and the truth to be locked away, right? And continuously oppress the people, our people, the Israelites, all over the earth. To break us, to wear us down, to make us forget. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, right? Just like the Most High said in Malachi, they shall build, but I will throw down. There's an appointed judgment for them, right? So they've been loose for 1,000 years to build up again, only for the Most High to destroy it again, right? The second leg was always doomed to fail. So, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. Right? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it. Of it. That's what we're reading here, right? And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, who are the children of Israel, beginning with the elect, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Right? Under our Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay, he the top dog, man. He the king of kings, Lord of lords. He gonna rule over this earth, man. All right? And his brethren, okay, are gonna rule underneath him, beginning with King David. Okay? We're gonna close out with this one. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. Because this is the result of the last leg, of the end leg. Revelation 12 and 7 says, and there was war in heaven. Okay, this is the match. This is the final match. The final game. There was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, right? That's Esau and his military, man. His fighter jets. Okay, he's going to be fought a fight up in the heavens, man, in the sky. Because Yahweh Shai is going to return with the chariots, with the host of heaven, right? And they're going to go to war. Yahweh Shai is coming with war, right? And the world's just not going to stand there and do nothing about it. He's still going to send these fucking soldiers out there. He's his RAF and his US Air Force and all that type of shit. China gonna send their man out there. Whoever's left to fight after the World War III, they're gonna send whatever they got to go fight the Lord, man. And that fight's gonna take place in the air. You know? It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Right? So your army is gonna be destroyed. Okay? And you're gonna have no power left. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, okay, which is Esau. It's a man. It's not a spiritual demon Satan. It's a man. And his system, right? Which deceiveth the whole world. Is not Esau the one that, controls all the information in the world, in the news media, these news outlets and the film, film industry and all these types of things? Is he not one controlling the narrative, telling you what to believe, telling you what's right and what's wrong? Control the site, the education committees, the scientist groups, and all this kinds of think tanks and all this shit. Is he not the one running it all? He's the one that has the power to deceive the whole earth, and this is why he was shut up for 1,000 years, man. And again, after the 1,000 years came to an end, he went out to deceive the whole earth again. That's what he has done. That is what he's doing right now. But he can't deceive the elect. On that front, he's failing. And that's the most important thing. He might be able to convince the whole world that he's some fucking saint, that he's some righteous man on the planet Earth, and he's just doing what's best for everybody. But at the end of the day, beginning, the Israelites, okay, those of us in this troop, man, we know exactly the devil that he is. The Most High, you ain't convincing the Most High that you're some saint. He knows you're the devil because he made you that way. And he knows, he intends to destroy you. Right? So you can come back thinking that, you're going to retain your kingdom this time around. Okay? But again, you're going to be upset. You're going to be in for a surprise, man. Because just like Rome, they thought Rome was going to last forever, man. And they got the same attitude now. The same pride. And I'm also going to bring it into this place too. And thus the second leg will be finished. Okay, and Esau will be no more in power. Right? It will be the end of all nations in terms of their ability to rule upon the earth, man. It will be over. All this ordeal will be over. That is the last kingdom to be on the planet Earth. And once that's destroyed, man, it's nothing but the kingdom of heaven, man. And that's for us. That's for the Israelites, man. Forever. Okay? And that's what we wait upon, man. Like I said, Apostle Aaron was going into it, and just made me think about the whole second leg situation. In the dream, and it's just funny that we have a term like that in football and other sports, that we have a second leg or a return leg, something that returns and comes back to try and win the game. Well, Esau failed once, and he was wounded to death, and he returned. He has returned again to try and win the game, but there ain't no winning for Esau, man. Esau is born a loser. Super loser. Right? He was born a loser. He can't ever win. He ain't ever going to win. He ain't ever going to get what he wants. Right? That's why he's so fucking angry, man. It's why he persecuted us so badly. Put us on cargo stage ships and just abused us, man, for fucking hundreds of years, man. Because he's so fucking angry. He had the wrath of Cain within him, man. He had the spirit of Cain within him. And we don't need spirits like that. We don't need people like that on the earth, man. That's why at the end of the day, when all things are said and done, after your 1,000 years of slavery underneath us, man, Moses is going to do away with you, man. We don't need people like you on the earth, man. All right. You know what? I'm going to end it there, Lord, when this has been edifying. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So till next time, I say shalom.